Hello boys and girls, this is our last math lesson for this week and it's gonna be lesson 12.4. Today we are going to continue combining more shapes, and our essential question is how can you combine two-dimensional shapes to make new shapes? So we continue combining shapes. Once again, it's lesson 12.4 and it's going to be on page 689. Alright boys and girls, so we have these two shapes right here. Look at them. One looks like a house and the other one looks like something else, right? So it says basically what we're gonna do here, I thought we had like a little story over here, but we don't. What we're gonna do here, boys and girls, is that we're going to draw lines to see what are the basic two-dimensional shapes that are forming these two pictures that we have here. So let's take a look at the first one, boys and girls. Look at the first one. We have this shape is made out of 4 lines. Look at them. Look at it. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4 lines. But what can you see over here? If we cover the bottom part, boys and girls, can you see what I see? Yes, that's a triangle. So we're gonna draw a line, boys and girls, to actually see that triangle. You see? So this shape that we have here, boys and girls, it's made out of a triangle on the top and a square on the bottom. But look at this one. It looks like a house, right? So I want you to think, when you draw a house, what do you draw? You usually draw a square or rectangle. In this case, it is a rectangle. And then we draw a triangle on top. That's what we're going to do. We're going to draw a line. The line should be over here. You're right, yes. And here basically we have a triangle and a rectangle. Alright boys and girls, so that was just like a warm-up to begin our lesson, and now we are going to turn the page. Let's go ahead and turn to the next page. It says combine shapes to make a new shape, and I was able, boys and girls, to find these shapes for you. So this is basically what you have. You have 2 rectangles. Now, what happens when we put the rectangles together? So this is one way to combine the shapes, right? Using 2 rectangles, you get a square, right? That's a square. What is another way that we can combine these rectangles is right here. Another way, it's by putting one vertically and the other one horizontally. It says, how else could you combine 2 rectangles? Well, there are other ways, right? Using 2 rectangles, you can even do this, or you can do this, right? You can play around with the rectangles and do so many different things. Alright, so we're gonna put these two, we're gonna put them aside, and let's take a look at number 1. Let's see what we have to do in number 1. So number 1 is a circle 2 shapes that can combine to make the shape on the left. So this is the shape on the left. Don't forget, this is your left. The hand that makes letter L is your left. So this is a circle, boys and girls. What 2 shapes do you think form a circle? I want you to look at it. Can you see the circle? Can you see the 2 shapes that form the circle? Yes, they are here, so we're gonna circle them. Semicircles form 1 circle, 2 of them. Alright, let's take a look at the next one. Number 2, what shape do we have here? This is a rectangle, right? Boys and girls, what 2 shapes do you think can form a rectangle? Let's see. Okay, so we have this one over here, right? And we have this one other over here. But let's see what happens. You put this one like this, and then the rhombus, you turn it around and you bring it over here. What shape do you get? You get a rectangle, right? This is a rectangle. Oh my goodness, it's so hard for them to stay still. Oh, come on. So using a square and using a rhombus, you can get a rectangle. So So we circle the square and we circle the rhombus. How about number 3? Look at it, it has curves over here. I'm gonna put these over here, and I'm gonna get these 2 little friends that I have here. These little 2 shapes that I have here. Look at them. So if we put one of them with the curve like this, see, this is the side, that the curved side, and then I'm going to turn the other one around like this. I'm kind of copying the shape here. Look at it. These are a quarter of a circle. Each of these shapes is a quarter of a circle. So what are the 2 shapes that form this new shape over here? Yeah, you can see them. One of them is here. So one of them is here, and the other one, it's gonna be over here. So those are the ones. It's gonna be this one, and it's going to be this one. All right, I'm gonna try to get everything on the screen, at least this page, so you can see it. If you need to review what we did, or you need to copy your answers, you can do so now. Pueden pausar el video ahora para copiar las respuestas o revisar lo que hemos hecho. Alright, boys and girls, let's take a look at number 4. Number 4, here we are, number 4. Look at it. What 2 shapes do you think? Which of these, there's 3. Out of these 3 shapes, there are 2. There are 2 that form this shape over here. Which are the shapes? Let's try. So we have a rectangle, or maybe we can even use a square. So we use a square, and we use this other shape on top. I'll try to do it over here. Square and this other shape on top. You see? So which are the shapes? It's gonna be a quarter of a circle and no, it wasn't a rectangle, I'm sorry. It wasn't this one. It's gonna be this one. It's gonna be the rhombus, right? Because if you put it this way, it's a rhombus. But if you put it this way, it's a square. So it's gonna be the first and the second. You can cross out the last one if you were about to circle it too. For some reason, my recording bottom covers this part of the page, and I can barely see it. Alright, boys and girls, let's take a look at number 5. Look at number 5. It looks like a house that fell, right? So which 2 shapes form this shape on my left? To me, this looks like a square. This part looks like a square, and this part looks like a triangle. So I can see the square right here, and I can see my triangle over here. So a triangle and a square form this shape over here. Alright, let me get these 2 on the screen. And I'm going to draw the line over here so you can see it too. Sometimes it's hard to see the shapes that are actually contained inside the big ones. Alright, boys and girls, so let's go to number 6. Draw lines to show 2 different ways to combine the shapes on the left to make new shapes on the right. So let's see over here. We have to find 2 ways to combine these shapes. Alright, so let's do the easiest way first. If we draw a line here, you're going to have a rectangle on the top and a square on the bottom. Now, we haven't used the rhombus, but don't forget, the rhombus, you can turn it around, right? Okay, but look at this other way. If we draw a line over here, 2 lines, now you have the rectangle in the center, in the middle, and you have the rhombus on one side and the square to the other side. So basically here we're just drawing lines. Alright, let's take a look at this one. Here we're using 2 triangles and 2 squares. 1 square and 1 rhombus. But we can turn the rhombus, we can play around with the rhombus to turn it into a square. Alright, so let's do the easiest way first. The easiest way would be, I'm not sure this is the easy way. Here we have a square. Here we have a square. Here we have another square, And if we draw a line right here, guess what? You have the two triangles. We have 1, 2 squares, and then we have the 2 triangles. We can do the same thing over here. We can put the 2 triangles over here on the top, 1 and 2 triangles at the top, and then we can draw our line over here for our 2 squares, a square and the rhombus. Because if we put it this way, we call it a rhombus, right? This way we call it a rhombus, and this way we call it a square. All right, boys and girls, let's see if you can, I can get these on the screen. Yes. All right, let's turn to the next page. This is our last page of our lesson. Once again, draw lines to show how the shapes on the left combine to make the new shape. So how can we combine them? Can you see the triangle there? It's right here. Yes. So here we have the rectangle, and here we have the triangle. Let's take a look at this one. We have quarter of a circle, the little piece that is missing here, right? And a semicircle. So here we have, once again, this part is here, and then the semicircle. I'm going to show you really quick. So you have semicircle plus quarter of a circle. It looks like a little boat. Alright, let's take a look at the last one. Number 10. This is not actually the last one. There's one more. So we have 1 rhombus, 1 square, and 1 rectangle. We did this before. You can see the rectangle here. The rectangle. And then we can see the square and the rhombus over here. Or the rhombus here and the square over there. Alright, now we are going to circle the 2 shapes that can combine to make this new shape. Look at it. I'll try to draw the line over here. Let me see if I can do something to show you something. Can you see the hexagon? Yes, there's a hexagon right here. The hexagon is right there. Here's the hexagon, right? So we're definitely using a hexagon here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 sides. And we have one more shape. What is it? What is the shape that we can see over here? 3 sides. It is a triangle. So on this shape, to make this shape, we use a triangle and we use a hexagon. Alright, boys and girls, this is our last page of our lesson, but I'm going to help you out really quick with the homework. With the homework, you're going to continue doing the same thing. You're going to draw lines on the big shape so you can see which are the shapes that were used, the smaller shapes that were used to make the big one. So what do you think? What do you think here? I said they use this one and this one, right? Can you see the curve here? Can you see that curve there? Alright, how about this one? It looks like the house. We did the house before. So you're gonna circle. Van a circular las 2 figuras. There are 2 shapes, 2 figuras that form the big shape, que forma la figura grande. Circle the 2 shapes that form the big one. Circulen las 2 figuras pequeñas que forman la figura grande. And here you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna draw lines to show how the shapes on the left combine to make the new shape. Vamos a hacer líneas aquí para dibujar las 2 figuras de aquí que forman esta grande. Well, it's actually all of them. All of these shapes were used to make this one. Todas estas figuras se usaron para hacer esta. Alright, and then it says draw 2 shapes. Then draw what they would look like if you put them together to make a new shape. Let's see. I think we didn't use this one before, so I'm going to use it with you. Alright, so we have 2 squares. Can you see the squares? We have 2 squares, right? This one is pretty easy and simple. You have 2 squares. So if you put them together, what shape do you get? You get a rectangle, right? You get a rectangle out of 2 squares. So you draw your 2 squares. 1 and 2. And now you combine them to draw a rectangle. Los combinan ahora, los cuadraditos, para dibujar un rectángulo. Alright, look at these. We have a picture graph there. But no yet. It's a circle the shapes that can combine to make this new shape. What 2 shapes can you combine to make a circle? That one is so easy. Alright, so let's review a little bit about picture graphs. It says, use a picture graph to answer each question. So let's see the questions. It says, how many more children chose crayons than the beach? Oh, because it's about our favorite activity. How many more children chose going swimming over drawing? How many more children? Oh, okay, so we have to count. Here we have 3, we're comparing 3, and here we have 6. So it is a subtraction because you are comparing. You say 6, take away 3, or you can simply compare, boys and girls. So if we take this one now, how many more spaces does drawing have than swimming? Swimming is at the top. So look at it. How many more do you have at the bottom than at the top? Can you see it there? I can see it too. All right. So your answer goes here. And then our last question. How many children chose dancing and swimming? So the ballet shoes are for dancing. Dancing over swimming. So how many more chose dancing than swimming? So now you forget the last one and you're only going to focus on swimming and dancing. How many more do you have here than you don't have over here? You're missing here. So you're going to, it's a difference. You can also subtract. You can say 4, take away 3, and you're going to have the answer. You're going to write it right there. All right, boys and girls, that was it for today, Friday. Once again, hope you have a very, very restful weekend and enjoy and have fun with your family. And don't forget, I'll see you on Monday for the package. Don't forget to do your online homework as well. And, oh, by the way, if you haven't done IXL yet, si no han hecho el IXL aún, el IXL de esta semana es V1 and V2. Just a quick reminder, IXL for this week is V1 and V2. Bye, boys and girls, and see you next Monday. Bye.